Um, we have a very special guest with us. Lerecia, if you can mute yourself, would be awesome. Lerecia Evans, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lerecia Evans. I am the Youth Project Coordinator for the Children's Network of Solano County, and I coordinate the project for Solano Youth Voices.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about Solano Youth Voices and what projects you're working on right now.
So Solano Youth Voices has been around for the past couple years. It's a youth-led initiative, which means we don't tokenize the youth. The youth get together and they put together like everything from scratch, and we follow their lead and provide the guidance that they need to be successful. So the first thing that they worked on in the group was a really interesting project. It was to develop the platform for them to operate off of, which means instead of getting out here and just saying, okay, this is what the youth want, this is what the youth need in Solano County, what they actually did was went out and asked the youth. So they conducted over 700 surveys to find out what are the issues that the youth are struggling with all over Solano County. So they can start conducting surveys in Dixon, Fairfield, Vallejo, everywhere, and found out that the top three concerns were bullying, youth homelessness, and mental health issues. And all of that, the youth said that they wanted to see change and more access to services on campus. So those are the three main things that we operate off of. That's our policy platform. And right now, what we're doing as a result, we were asked by the county to help ensure that the youth voice is included in the establishing of wellness centers on campuses throughout Solano County. So not sure if everybody has heard out there, but there are a lot of schools, juvenile detention facilities, and so on that will now have wellness centers on campus. And it's not just for one particular type of service. It provides the whole gamut of like services. So if students need to see a mental health counselor, maybe just do some yoga, maybe they need a place to go to just kind of de-stress. That's what a wellness center is about. And it's kind of a community schools model where you get all of these different partners who come into the wellness center and provide different services. So that's the project we're working on now. The youth on Solano Youth Voices, who are now our youth wellness leads, are going to different schools, or they were before the Rona. But they would go to different schools and we would conduct focus groups to find out what services the youth want to see in those centers, and also what the centers should look like, because each population is different. So I know that's a whole mouthful, but that's what we've been up to. It's a lot.
Hey, it's great work. So talking about Rona, uh, share with us a little bit about what lessons that Rona has been teaching us, and do you believe that we are rising above as a community?
Right. Well, I think just like Solano kids count, our kids do count even when it comes to the Rona, and just recognizing how much the youth are changing the dynamic in regards to the Rona, because being that we all have to be at home, now we also have to talk about how we educate the students, how, you know, the students are going to interact with each other during this whole thing. And as far as just where we are with the project, we want to make sure that when the students return to school in the fall, they still have a voice in how those rooms get built. So right now we are reaching out via SurveyMonkey. So if your student mentions the Wellness Center, or if you work with students and you get an email regarding a Wellness Center survey, please make sure that all the students that you know take this survey and let us know what kind of services you want to see in the room. And just I think that's one of the important lessons, is recognizing that everybody does count. because right now, if it wasn't for those folks who are out there at the grocery stores and the gas stations, we wouldn't be able to get the necessary items that we need. And I think that is the most important thing to look at, is that everyone counts. And I think we often overlook our youth. And this is really the time to understand how much, um, that they really count as well, and that they're often overlooked too. And just, looking at how much they have to do, and they're working just like we are during the day.
So, talking about everyone count, tell us a little bit about your perspective, why the census is important for the youth you work with.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you.
Why is the census important for the youth that you work with?
Well, the census is definitely important for the youth because, first of all, a lot of people don't know what the census is, and there's a lot of misconceptions about what the census is about. So there can be a lot of fear surrounding that, especially in our current political climate. But I think if we educate the youth at an early age, to really understand what the census is, what it does for us, and why it's so important, then when they reach the age to where they are filling out the census themselves, or even now, they can encourage and help their parents even to get it done. So that's a very important aspect, that the kids know what the census is about, because they may be able to combat some misinformation that their parents have about it even now. So don't count teenagers out. Some of the teenagers can step in and say, no, hey, this is what I learned about it in school. This is what I learned about it on a video. We should fill it out.
That's it. Words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Lerecia. Any final words, how people can support your work, how people can contact you?
Sure, you can visit solanoyouthvoices.org and check out our website that tells you everything there. Or you can go to the Children's Network and browse around. There's a link on that website as well. You can always contact me directly, levans@childnet.org. Yeah, and I'm here, and I hope everybody gets the census filled out. I know it's easy to forget because we're all doing whatever we do, but this thing is really important, because after the Rona is all said and done, we need to make sure that, especially in the political climate we're in right now, that we really are accounted for in California. Very important.
Thank you so much, Lerecia. Thanks for joining us today. Keep up the good work, and I hope to see you soon in the
No
office.
problem. This is awesome. I love the
Thank
DJ. Go
you.
DJ.
Hey, yeah.